Protestant Reformation was sort of a transition for the church, which at the time had a reputation for scandal and corruption. There were too many indulgences, unequipped leaders, and many people were pining for change. One guy finally gets up the courage and does it. Martin Luther wrote down his 95 Theses and actually nailed the list of grievances to the door of the church. This caused a lot of uproar and marked the beginning of a time of change in the church.
Indulgences started as a way to offer Christians a reward for doing well, but then turned into Christians buying and selling their way out of punishment and torture.
Hey guys, and welcome back to this week's episode of Theological History. This week I have a very special guest with me.
Martin Luther.
Hey Martin, it's great to have you here. So, who are you?
I'm an Augustinian priest, monk, and scholar who has studied the church, priests, and fathers. I believe only the faith in God's love and mercy can justify sinners.
Yeah.
So we have all heard about your 95 Theses, but what is the meaning behind them? What caused you to write that famous list?
I wanted to voice my opinion in the midst of corruption that was going on in the church. I also wanted to be able to have a conversation with the other theologians and talk about their opinion about the church.
So after posting 95 Theses, what happened to you politically?
Well, at first, the church stayed out of it. But eventually, the Pope had me excommunicated. Pope Leo X condemned 41 of my theses. Even when he excommunicated me, I didn't change my stand. My good friend Duke Frederick of Saxony hid me so I wouldn't be excommunicated.
What did you do while you were in hiding?
Germany favored me, so I did some light writing and translated the whole Bible into German.
So what are the three things you believe in?
Sola Scripta is the first one. This means that I believe Scripture alone transmits revelation. Sola Fide is the next one. That means that humankind is justified by faith alone. And lastly, Sola Grata, which means that salvation comes from solely by divine grace.
Wow, a lot of that stuff goes against the church. Were you ever scared about the Pope's reaction?
Not really. I never intended to start a revelation. I just wanted to share my opinions. At first, he ignored me, but eventually I was threatened with excommunication, so I went into hiding.
What was that like?
It was fine. The people of Germany, the place where I hid, liked me. I spent my time translating the Bible there.
Very nice. Are there any other beliefs you want to share with us today?
Yes. One last belief is that there are only two sacraments, baptism and Eucharist.
Well, that is very different too. Sorry, but that's all the time we have.
The result of the Protestant Reformation was the Lutheran faith. Philip Macklin composed the Augsburg Confession, which is a statement of faith for all Lutherans. Martin Luther hated the idea of priests, bishops, and popes being the head of a religion, so in his time he put princes in charge of the organization of the churches. This Protestant religion started in 1530 and is still around in today's modern world.